There we go. Okay, everyone. So here we are. Um, so I decided to jump on here today. I just thought it would be a lot easier in many respects for me to come on here live and share with you the design that I ended up doing with the yo-yo quilt and how I secure the yo-yos. So, for those of you who are new to creating a yo-yo quilt, what I used actually this coral color. This is a lacy crochet thread, and this is a larger skein of it in beige, and I am using the coral color, and I am using wide-eyed. You don't want it too blunt at the tip, but you definitely it doesn't have to be sharp either. So let's see here. Okay. So anyway, I wanted to just jump on here. And so what I'm going to do is put the camera down so you can see. And I have my coffee in case I need to sip it. And I'm going to explain the design that I'm ending up doing here. Whoops. And if you're working on one, let me know. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer. So I'm going to put this down just a little so you can see. And we'll jump right into it here. So I have like three needles threaded, ready to demonstrate for you. And I'm going to put this over to the side. And now, also, if you have like something with a blunt tip, whether it's a crochet hook or not. So when you go to each of the yo-yos, if your string that you had tied off is sticking out a little bit, you can just kind of poke it in a little bit with a blunt edged instrument of some kind. So that's why I keep these right close by. I keep those close by, so I'll put those over there, and then of course scissors. These we need very close by. So what I ended up doing, my original thought and design that I wanted to do was to put a small. I'll pull this up here. I pinned these so that those should not come off. But it was to here. I'll put this up here. Actually, it was to put a small yo-yo on a larger yo-yo, like dead center, kind of make like a flower. And I'm still going to do that maybe on another project. And I'm also thinking, I'm wondering if I really want to do a design like that in the crochet with the crochet. And I just want to share this also with you. I took these for a few minutes. Now, I'm not doing this, but this is exactly how creative you can get. I took I took some of these and I was placing them like underneath, just kind of messing around with it a little bit. And I really liked it. But then I got the idea. I was thinking, well, if I was going to do that, I might as well just make a crochet blanket and then place these on top. That's kind of what I ended up. So I'm putting these to the side, but I like that design. So the design that I'm going with is I am going to toggle between back and forth, putting the yo-yos um, in these spaces here that are between the larger yo-yos. I could put it like that, like kind of make like a little flower like that. And then I was thinking, and I'm going to do these lastly because I keep kind of going back and forth. And so you could also do something like this. Like, you see how I kind of covered that a little bit with this larger yo-yo, and then let the rest of it show. Or I could put the whole thing on top, or I can cover maybe half and half. So I'm kind of thinking I really like the idea of this kind of staggering, some of them showing, some of them not. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I was kind of talking a little bit about this on Patreon. I am um, not sure, and I'm going to tell you why. It's all so pretty. They're all so pretty. So what I'm doing right now is I am not attaching my little ones yet. I'm just going to, I figure I'd jump on here and just show you how to attach the larger one. So I did the whole first row here. That's all done, the first row. So I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see this one right here. There we go. And I'm going to remove these because I'm probably even going to make more of those. So we'll just put those over there for the moment and we'll attach the ones that you can see. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. And now for let me just show you this. Hold on one second. This yo-yo quilt I did. I'm going to put this back for a moment. This yo-yo quilt I did, you can see I used just a little bit thicker string. It's a it's 100% cotton. It's a little bit thicker. I got it at the thrift shop. It's a lovely. I don't even know if I have much more of it, but I had some of it and I decided to go ahead with it. That kind of tucked itself. You got to kind of pull your little bows out and they kind of tuck themselves in because this is getting moved a lot. I'm probably moving it too much. But this is where your little crochet hook comes in. Now we want to pull them out. Okay. So this is a thicker thread. And so what I did is I just used it single. Okay. I just did little tie knots singly, and between them, it's totally strong enough. Now this one, the lacy thread that we're using, it's definitely a lighter weight. Would it work if I just used the single thread? Yes, absolutely it would. Absolutely. However, I am going with the double because look, let me move this down. I love the aesthetic. I don't know if you can see. I love the aesthetic of that. So I'm going to do this one and you'll see. So there's a couple ways to do it. You can thread it by double threading, by making the thread double and then putting it through the eye because you're using a embroidery needle or darning needle. That will work. It will totally go through there as a double thread. Or you can single thread it and then double it if you want to. So now a couple things before, and for those of you who have seen my videos, you know probably what I'm going to say, but a few things. What you want to do is make sure put this down a little, is make sure the center of your yo-yo right here, the center is lined up with the center of the next yo-yo. And right now I am only stitching my centers. And yes, I definitely want in this particular design that I'm doing, I want a little overlap or I'm sorry, overlap, underlap for this one or overlap. I want a little to be able to do that. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I may underlap, overlap, this and that. Now, you can, if you want to be more specific with your space, you can kind of do this with them like this and then stitch. So you're putting the yo-yos back to back and you're getting a very fine stitch right on the edge. And that lets them, you get as much of the yo-yo as you want. But I am just leaving the overlap type deal right now, not stitching it. I'm only stitching my center because when I come back around, I'm going to decide if I overlap these yo-yos, and or how I place the little yo-yos. And so I want to leave all of the rest of my yo-yo malleable. I want to be able to do that. So I'm focusing on the center. I want to make sure it's over the edge a teeny tiny bit. And because that gives me a little scalloped, which means, um, a little scalloped effect like that. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but it's a really cutesy effect. But the main thing is you'll get that pretty easily if you center your make sure your centers are centered or lined up, I should say. So what I do is just do kind of like this. You see how I've got the needle. I'm just doing the beginning, let's say, of a running stitch underneath, and that's it. Underneath, you're going to just pull it up. Now, you don't have any knots, you didn't tie anything. So you're just going to, it's kind of a funny effect when you first start it, but I'm just going to pull it up to the point where I want to be able to tie. I'm going to move my coffee and just take a sip. Is where you want to be able to tie it. So, okay, so I'm going to clip it. And there we go. And I'm going to tie it 2 times. There. And is that not just lovely? It kind of comes out a little bit like that. Is that just lovely? Okay, so it's the very same with the next. Again, I'm not touching my edges yet. When I sew the yo-yos, I'm going to make sure I'm staying in a straight line. The yo-yos, I'm going to make sure I'm staying in a straight line with this knot. I'm not going to be over here or over here or over here unless you really want to, unless it's part of your aesthetic and that's your design. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have my knots in a line. So now here's the next one. Now I got to tell you, and I don't think I started this, there's only 20 of these. Let me give you the details before I forget. This piece, okay, so there's only 20 of these large ones. The diameter, as some of you might know, is 14 inches before we sew it. We sew it, and now it's a 7-inch diameter. The little ones are 8-inch, and then when we sew them, they come to 4-inch diameter. Okay, that's the yo-yos. 20 of these. That's it. This is a lap blanket. This is 24 wide by 30 length. It's adorable. I'm telling you, it's adorable. And I really, 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 really want to make more of these. Now, um, there's 12. You need about 12 of these, unless, and I haven't decided as of yet, unless you want to put them all, let me get this on the camera here, put them all on the edges like that, scalloped. And I don't think that's what I'm going to do. Because we have a little bit, I think that's totally fine. Like, it's not going to be a big deal. This is going to actually have a backing, and it's going to be folded back to back. Now, you do see here, I hemmed this. I sewed it, see, with the sewing machine. I folded it and sewed it. And the reason I did that is it was fraying a little bit. And I could have just given one stitch and just let it be kind of a frayed edge, but I decided to fold it. So, okay, so the next one, I'll do a few more here so you can just see. Okay, so now we're on this one. And so I want to make sure everything's lined up. If this is not lined up, I kind of want to get it so that the centers are lined. If you're off a tiny bit, chances are it's not going to be too noticeable, so don't be too difficult on yourself. So I want to make sure I'm leaving something overlapping, or if I wanted to pull that one like that. So that's perfect. And I'm not stitching any of these yet. So I'm just going to leave that. And I have a little scalloped effect, and I am in a line with the centers. A beautiful. It doesn't get better than that. And so now I'm just simply doing this. I'm simply putting my needle in towards the back, and I'm coming right up like a fingernail width, right up back to the surface. And I'm pulling until I get to the length, this thread of what I want to tie my tie knot. And then I'm going to hold this one up, and I'm just simply going to clip. And now I'm going to just tie, and I tie 2 knots. You can do 3, you can do 4. I do one knot one way and I do the other knot the other way. And that's kind of like actually like a Japanese method they use in sashiko. They probably use it sewist who know what they're, they probably use it too. I was gonna say sewists who know what they're doing, referencing myself. I don't always know what I'm doing. So anyway, that is how I am attaching. Oh, hi! I didn't even see you there. Attaching. Oh, hi! I didn't even see you there. Stephanie's art studio. Yes, is the layering is a lovely. And I have a yo-yo quilt that I did. No, do I have it here? I showed it to you on the last yesterday's video with the heart when I did that a couple years ago. And I was looking at it. I'm like, yeah, I really like that. Someone said they really liked that. So I said, you know what? I think I'm going with that style. And yeah, the difference. I gotta tell you, I'm just thinking of this just blows my mind. I saw an image I'm going to get my monitor up for you guys because I want to be able to do what some of the other crochettists are doing, like their crochettists, I mean, artists are doing. They pull up someone else's work and they show it. Well, I don't know if this was an advertisement or what it was, but it was gorgeous. And it was all different sizes, and they were not even overlapping or anything, but they were gorgeous. It was just they were just sporadically, seemingly so. It may have been very, very strategic on the part of the artist, but it did look like just kind of it looked like a really beautiful art piece. And hello, Rita. Hi. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is well, I was just saying, I don't know how long you guys have been there, but what I'm loving about this piece is the fact it's only 20 of the large yo-yos. 20. I've got these pins so they don't fall. So you can do this in a day if you want. Now, because I'm doing many, many other projects, um, but yeah, this will be done today. And that I'll probably go on in the morning on YouTube and just do a little share and a little recap, what I ended up doing or not doing, because right now I am kind of back and forth. Um, if I am overlapping or just leaving them, here, I'll show you like this one. These I've just kind of been like, do I just set them like this? But if I set them like this, okay, I mean, your eye kind of goes like, pull this down. Like this is your top row, kind of like that. And then you've kind of got your four little florets, and then you got one floret, kind of goes like that, which is nothing wrong with that. And it does cover up this fabric. But if you go kind of like a little back and forth, what happens is you get the opportunity anyway, I think, to emphasize the certain larger, like this one, let's say in the middle, let's say I do want that one to show especially, and I overlap this, and then I'm overlapping with the little one on that side, and then maybe going over that. I don't know. I mean, so, it's like anything goes with this. That's what's so lovely about it. And so 24-inch width, 30-inch length. That's what I'm using. And before I sewed it around to hem it, before I did anything, I put it on my lap. I was sitting like this, and I'm not going to move it now because these are not pinned, but I put it on my lap and it was perfect. And I could only think of someone who wants it for throw it over an antique rocking chair, or they could even put it on a table. Um, or yeah, they could use it as a little lap blanket. So, but anyway, that is how we attach these yo-yos, and you can use any color of the threads. You can use, let me just get this up here. Yeah, you can use these embroidery threads if you want to. Now, the difference between these and the lacy lace and the lacy crochet, is these are more vibrant, they're thicker, they don't have any of the shiny on, and they're lovely. They're lovely. And I may use these. Look, I got this package for $2.09 at the thrift shop. And you know how much these are each? Like $4.99. No, that's the last I checked. They were, I'm like, that's why I use them. But I think the very next one that I do, and that will be very shortly, it'll probably be this week, because I really want at least two of these lap. I don't even know what to call it really. I guess it is called a lap blanket, but I want at least two to at the show. Now, how much can we ask for these? I don't know. Can you really ask the price that it's taking to make these? Because it seemed to take me a really long time. But knowing now that this is made with 20 large, the 7-inch diameter completed yo-yo, and the 4-inch completed yo-yo, I bet you I move along much quicker on the next one, because I thought I had to make at least 60 of these. So 20 makes a beautiful. So I'm going to get all these stitched down after our live. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to sit towards over in the sun a little bit, try to get a little sun. It has been cold all day here. I don't know how it is in where you guys are, if you're having cold weather already, but we are. I mean, like we have a frost coming. We usually have it coming in October. It's coming now. It's coming now, September 3rd. So Um, yeah, but you can totally use your embroidery thread. The thing of it is the embroidery threads go quickly. You know, it's I don't know. I might be able to get use out of this. I probably get maybe I'll get the whole thing tied with this one skein. But so I'm going to finish this and then I'll jump on and drop a video and show you what it how it came out. And if I do everything I'm hoping to do, I'll start another one. Oh, it's warm in the Netherlands, really? Wow. We you maybe we our warm weather drifted over to I don't know, but oh, something else I wanted to show you. And let's see, here it is. Okay. So y'all remember probably when we were talking about I was showing you all of the granny squares. I have so many of these. There's more on the other side of the room. So guess what? I made keychain. That's a little bow. I just kind of tied it on it. It's a keychain. I sewed, this is what I did. I took two of them and I just simply sewed them together along the edges. You can weave or whatever way you want with yarn. And I did leave an opening. Now, I put a little bow, and some people are putting buttons. And I have a book of all scrap projects, and they kind of make it like a full pouch, but I'm not doing that because I don't have time for that right now. Some people are leaving them just like you could put your grocery list in there. So I'm going to take the bow off and I'm going to get a pad that says grocery list. I'm going to fold it up a few pieces of paper and stick it in and put the bow back on and sell with the little keychain. So that's how I'm going to sell those. Um, but yeah, so you can make keychains and and of course we have the eyeballs. And guess what? I just want to I share this with you and then if I can find these two, I want to show you what else you can do with the yo-yos. I am into keychains right now. I don't know, but look, these are so adorable. I did not want them as part of this quilt. So I just simply thought, well, if I'm putting these, sewing the granny squares together, why not sew a couple of yo-yos together? Sew it. So I'm going to sew this and I'm going to maybe take denim scrap and and or just a loop. No, I'll probably take the denim scrap and loop it and sew it in between, sew these around. So you could machine stitch that. You don't have to hand stitch it and sew it. You're using scrap fabrics. I mean, you're doing something good right there. Put a little bow on each side, right? So, you know what? I'm even thinking this. Guess what? You could take these yo-yos and sew it so that it's open at the top and you actually have a little pouch and then you make a little keychain. That's probably what I'm going to do. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. And with that, I hope that you have a beautiful day. And I hope that you got some inspiration from this. And thank you so much for jumping on, talking with me. I just love that. And I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday. And we'll see you in the next one.